What's going on with you? Andy, Margaret's unrealistically female companion, tinkered with her impeccably styled hair. Margaret turned upward from the PC. Purchasing blinds, this buddy is selling 9 Goliath sage green velvet window ornaments for 99p. Why in the world do you need 9 monster sage green drapes? Andy frowned at herself in the mirror before changing her cleavage and smoothing down her sparkling pink skirt. How would I look? Breathtaking, dear. Nobody could actually figure that you used to take care of business. Margaret's vacant articulation didn't change as she prodded Andy. The blinds are for room 10. Room 10? Indeed, at the Mermaid Hotel, that place we remained finally month recall. The window ornaments are in pool. We can drive down 1 week from now and get them. Pool is 300 miles away. Does Malcolm realize that you intend to purchase draperies for his inn? Andy wriggled into her other high-rise heels and went after her satchel. Is there a spending plan? A financial plan? No, obviously not. You don't stroll into others' lodgings and request to refurbish. I figured we could sneak in and do a touch of Maverick finishing 1 month from now as amazement for him. Margaret kept on perusing for coordinating blinds. I need to get the window ornaments first and afterward coordinate the paint. Room 10 needs a considerable amount, yet I can at present twofold the room rate for around $200 I figure. Furthermore, you will pay for that? Andy frowned pleasantly and took out her reduced to analyze her lips all the more intently. Her portable rang one more call from the protracted scope of admirers that appeared to appreciate the consistent dismissals and postpones associated with neglecting to effectively charm Andy. She disregarded the call. Furthermore, shouldn't something be said about different rooms? I figured we would simply do each in turn. At this event, I figured we could be significant but closed-lipped Albanians. Camouflage ourselves, check in, decline to leave the room. 3 days and we'll be finished. I wasn't generally considering cash. I just idea it would be a pleasant method to go through 3 days while the mother is away. The rug is very acceptable in that room. Sage green will bring that out very well, I think. Margaret went to YouTube for some Albanian exercises from Viola. You'll need to do all the talking, however, he knows my voice. I'll simply need to make statements like Meyer and Je ton. Live the roam at it. Andy rehearsed her wrecked Albanian English. We're not hungry. No need for services. Awesome. Are you game? Margaret nearly grinned. I thought a blonde hairpiece, fur garment, and possibly some red lipstick. He'll never get it's me. Indeed, however, I don't perceive any reason why we are doing this. Is Malcolm your new dream? Andy killed her fighting telephone to keep additional calls from lovelorn men. I figure he will know it's you. I can tell these things. Not Malcolm, no. I think possibly the hotel is? How on earth will he know it's me on the off chance that I don't talk and look genuinely odd? I'm unmistakable simply by my horrifying scruffiness ordinarily. Trust me, he'll know. Do you realize somebody completed for criminal harm for doing another person's lodging up a couple of years back? We could pay money, however, and afterward ring the papers to report it. Andy was unmistakably getting a charge out of the possibility of subtly updating the mermaid, in spite of the likely danger to her nails. That sort of foils my arrangement to return as Greta from Austria to do the horrifying room with the plasticized cots. He may be okay about it, yet I like that lodging. I would prefer to return as myself whenever I've finished all the rooms. Once in a while have I encountered the unyielding delight I felt seeing his wrecked joinery, disregarded light fitting and blown twofold coating. You're intending to spend almost $3,000 updating another person's inn. Wouldn't you say that when you are Fifi from France or Angela from Argentina he may see something? Andy jerked at her stocking tops with a hint of apprehension. I wasn't generally considering it like that. I just idea, he appears to be a pleasant chap. It won't be done anything else. I like doing decent things for individuals. For what reason does it generally turn out badly? No one actually prefers anything, so I thought on the off chance that I do it stealthily, it won't generally be me doing it. Margaret began to look gloomy. Andy noticed that she was, indeed, awfully furious, and her arrangements to reevaluate another person's lodging was a push to divert herself, so she chose to be delicate. You don't figure you ought to address him about it first? You could generally upgrade my lounge area. At any rate, it wouldn't cost you anything and I might want it. She grinned agreeably, as though playing with an undetectable camera. I can do that as well? Gosh darn, another person needs draperies. I wager they are nearer to pool. We will require a collapsing stepping stool, filler, lining paper, coving, and some cream and sage green paint. Margaret pushed up her paint-secured sleeves and scratched her head, making her unbrushed hair stand up in a muddled bouffant. That earthy colored in the restroom could do with being a yellower conceal as well. Also, we mustn't let him convey the sacks up. I should do it, with a progression of monosyllabic negative-sounding Albanian snorts. I think you have to proceed to address Malcolm. Andy changed a hoop. Possibly take a few patterns and paint tests. God no, what a drag. He will think I am promoting business. They never comprehend. Margaret got up from the PC and conveyed her gigantic teacup towards the pot. I don't assume I can truly bear the cost of it, to be completely forthright. Furthermore, what occurs after that? That spot would make a spectacular bistro and the town could do with a top-of-the-line joint. However, would I truly need to do it? The previous impressive home food provider evaluated the non-existent chance. Are you certain you don't simply extravagant the genes off Malcolm? Andy chuckled and stroked her legs. I've done the alcoholic thing for what might seem like forever. It's consistently the equivalent. They reveal to you how horrendously irrelevant you are until you split your way in. At that point, you become so significant that doing anything at all is a reason for a beverage. I like him, and we appear to jump on. However, you would need to become hopelessly enamored with the inn and work around him truly. Perhaps I'm simply attempting to experience passionate feelings for the lodging. That would be amusing, wouldn't it? Stir your way up to a preposterous degree of providing food greatness for quite a long time, at that point fall frantically infatuated with a wrecked lodging. Margaret laughed. Very sweet truly. I don't know why, but rather very sweet. Andy eliminated a pink nail record from the purse and documented a fastidiously painted nail. Would it be advisable for me to carry a group with me to accomplish the substantial work? That would sort of miss the general purpose of me doing it as a blessing? Do you need your lounge area done or not? Margaret got back to her standard condition of scornful wretchedness. Ladylike chicks were so lethargic. Continually searching for an approach to get another person to do it. I would prefer not to break a nail. Sit and watch me doing it at that point? Take a gander at this. Who the damnation observes World Gin Day? An old rich with a messed up inn? Andy grinned terribly as she perused the query items for Malcolm. He's just 5 years more established than you. Maybe you ought to accomplish something with your hair? On balance, Margaret concluded that she would go down the drift and address Malcolm before dispatching her Mermaid Hotel global control plan. Malcolm knew that Margaret had been searching for a property on the coast, so she concluded that this was the best affection on which to start the discussion, during which she trusted she would have the option to propose the topic of rearranging his lodging, or if nothing else sort out whether it would be an unwanted change. In the event that genuine, she did discover him alluring in a sort of dynamic, wouldn't contact another drunk with a bargeful sort of way, she assumed. He appeared to be anything but difficult to converse with. Perhaps she did need to surprise the world by reopening his dead bistro? She would need to work around him to forestall his being focused on, she contemplated. Perhaps propose an establishment game plan. She chose to improvise and perceive how it went. She called the day preceding she was expected to go down. Andy consented to swear off a date or two and care for Margaret's old mother for the evening. How did the call go? Like skirmish of the hot voices. Malcolm and I should record ourselves looking at clothes washers or something and start an exceptional rate line. Our voices are so incredibly unrefined nobody would take note. Margaret snickered. Indeed, even I was capitulating until he began conversing with the feline. Andy snickered. See you tomorrow at that point. Margaret drove the 3-hour trip down the coast to see Malcolm with blended sentiments. What did she truly need? Is it true that she was simply forlorn? She chose, finally, that this was an augmentation of her present venture. Reporting your unusualness to the general population and afterward perceiving how it went when you declared it faces to face. Truly, she thought, maybe it was this that motivated her. At any rate, it was a night off from crying over others' spilled milk. She was as yet incapable to comprehend why her mom had tried having her by any stretch of the imagination, since her kin, unhelpful, angry individuals who continually grumbled, were considered so better than her while she without any help gained their legacy. Perhaps she was searching for a getaway course? 20 years back to the day, she had been living with a drunkard in an incredibly upmarket lodging in Somerset. Might it be able to be that she really favored that dull vulnerability? At any rate, she hadn't needed to stress over the following assault from her kin in those days. On appearance, Margaret noticed that Malcolm gave off an impression of being calm and had shaved his facial hair off. Stunning, she figured, I would show up.